Good afternoon. Good afternoon. This is Marie Holiday, and today is Wednesday, November the 18th, 2020. And I hope everybody had a fabulous day today. Before we get started, I just want to remind my viewers and subscribers to, if you have not subscribed, to subscribe to my channel, hit that notification button so you can be notified of ongoing uploads. And I really do want to thank all of my supporters for following my channel. I am nothing without my viewers and subscribers. So with that being said, let's get down to today's lecture. This is going to be what is the middle stage of addiction, lecture 2. I did what is the early stage of addiction in a prior upload. And I want to remind the viewers and audience to check out what is the early stage of addiction. And I'm deliberately doing this in segments, and just so the audience can know, I am a licensed clinical addiction specialist. I hold addiction credentials in 3 different states. So I'm going to put it in everyday language and giving the audience understanding of what is the middle stages of addiction. So pay attention. One of the indicators of the middle stage of addiction is the person will experience loss of control. And what I mean by loss of control is they can have very good intention of have maybe 1 or 2 drinks or a little bit of alcohol or drug use. But once they start, it's like an internal mechanism, and they cannot stop at just one. They cannot stop at just a little bit of drug use. It's almost like that they're releasing that addiction all over again. And sometimes they can go on 2 or 3 days of alcohol or drug use binge, or they may say, I'm only going to stop at the bar and have 1 or 2 drinks, but end up being at the bar till it close. Or they may tell themselves, I'm only going to use a small amount of drugs and go home, but it doesn't end up that way. So that's what I mean by experience loss of control. In the middle stages of addiction, the person will begin to be dishonest about their use of alcohol or drug use. They may lie to family members or significant others in regards to the severity of their use. Another indicator is they will use alcohol or drugs for relief of tension and stress. They may have had a hard day at work or maybe stressed out on something, so they will begin to use alcohol or drugs to relieve the symptoms of that tension or stress. Another indicator of being in the middle stages of addiction is they will hide and protect the supply of alcohol or drug use. They may begin to hide the alcohol, hide the drug use in different areas of the house, in the car, in the locker, on the job. So they will begin to hide and protect the supply of alcohol or drug use. Another indicator of middle stages of addiction the person will have an urgent need for the day first use of alcohol or drugs. They will have an urgent need for the first drink or the first drug use of alcohol or drugs. That first use is very urgent. Another indication is that they will try periods of forced abstinence. They would try periods of forced abstinence or with no alcohol or drug use. They may tell themselves, I'm not going to use Monday through Friday. I'm just going to wait on the weekends. Or they may tell themselves, I'm not going to use anything until after I get off work at 5 o'clock. But however, it does not last. Another indicator of being in the middle stages of addiction, other people will disapprove of the person's use of alcohol or drug use. Other people will disapprove of the person's excessive use of alcohol, drug use, because they are beginning to see that it's getting out of control. They're beginning to see that the person's having missed days at work, irresponsibility, and etc. Another indicator is the person will begin to rationalize the use of alcohol or drugs. They will begin to rationalize their use of alcohol or drugs. They may say things like, and what I mean by rationalize, they may say things like, well, I'm getting up and going to work every day. At least I'm paying the bills. I'm dealing with all this stress. So those are examples of that they'll begin to rationalize their use of alcohol or drugs. In the middle stages of addiction, the person will become more and more aggressive. And when I say aggression, that can be verbal aggression, physical aggression, especially now since family members and friends are beginning to talk to them about what they see and their concerns about their use. Another indication of middle stage of addiction, the person will begin to show grandiose behavior. And what I mean by grandiose behavior, they may begin to exaggerate um, certain events. They may begin to say, I'm working all these hours, 12 hours nonstop, so that I need alcohol or drugs to calm down. But in reality, they might not even be working 2 of those 12 hours. So they will begin to show grandiose behavior. Another indication of middle stages of addiction, the person will begin to feel guilty about the alcohol or drug use. They're going to begin to feel guilty about the alcohol or drug use because inside of them, they are really aware that the alcohol or drug use has become excessive. Inside of them, they are aware that they're having missed days at work and irresponsibility in the lies and the manipulation that goes along with concealing the severity of their use. Another indication of being in the middle stages of addiction, a person will begin to eat poorly or sometimes not eat at all, because they're now consuming more and more and more alcohol and drugs and negating eating 3 balanced meals a day and healthy nutritional meals throughout the day. Another indication that the person's in middle stage of addiction is they will begin to care less and less and less about personal relationships, job relationships, important relationships in their life. Another indication that the person's in the middle stages of addiction is the person may consider moving to a new neighborhood or city in order to cure their use of alcohol or drug use. So they may consider in relocating in another neighborhood or city as a way to cure their alcohol or drug use. Another indication of middle stages of addiction, the person, because now the alcohol or drug use has become more severe, they may quit or lose their job. They may quit or lose the job because getting up and going to work every day becomes too stressful. They're not performing their essential functions of their job because of the alcohol or drug use. So they may either quit or end up getting fired. Another indication now is that the person will become more and more jealous of others because of their excessive alcohol or drug use. They're not able to achieve the goals and objectives that they may want to have achieved in life. Rather, it's being a promotion or finishing this degree or starting this business, etc. So they become more and more jealous of others around them. And another indication of being in the middle stages of addiction is they use alcohol or drugs alone more. They do it more in secrecy in terms of the high volumes in alcohol or drug use. They're no longer doing it around the drinking buddies or the drug buddies. As it progresses, they do it more in secrecy. And another indication of being in the middle stages of addiction is the person will try to control use of alcohol or other drugs. They're going to do other things to try to control the use of alcohol or other drugs, such as maybe using at a certain time of the day, or maybe reducing the amount they're using versus every day, maybe try to cut it down to 2 or 3 days a week. So those are all some indicators of being in the main stages, the middle stage of addiction. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope you got something out of this. If you have not viewed my first upload on the early stages of addiction, I encourage you to check out that video. That's valuable information. I just presented the middle stage of addiction. My next upload later on this week would be the late stage of addiction, and there's also a late stage. So I'm going to do this in 2 more segments. And with that being said, you all know how I ended. If you have not subscribed, please do so. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button, pass this information along, share this valuable, thought-provoking information. My YouTube channel is nothing without my subscribers. So with that being said, Simplify, you all have a great afternoon.